Hi, my name is Benjamin Green.
My name's Tyler Miller.
I'm David McRae. I'm the co-advisor.
And I am Vice President of Fellowship.
I'm the VP of Scholarship.
The Pi chapter
of Phi Theta Kappa
at Jefferson State Community College. So I grew up in Roebuck. Normally I tell people East Lake because it's right on the edge. Went to Birmingham City Schools until high school. So I ended up going to John Carroll Catholic High School, which made sense because I grew up Catholic my whole life.
So my background consists of both northern and southern. My mom's side of the family is from Michigan and my dad's side of the family is from Alabama. I've lived in Alabama my whole life. I lived in Fort Payne till about 8th grade, so I guess I was about 13, 14. And then I moved to Raglan and went to Raglan High School.
I'm from a suburb, Irondale. Grew up, and there, living in Irondale, you sort of bordered wealth. You're right next to Mountain Brook and a lot of the the mountain areas, those sort of municipalities outside of Birmingham.
Like I mentioned before, being Catholic, Labor Day festival, because of that, probably I love barbecue. Been eating it since I was little. Another thing with being Catholic is, during Lent, we abstain from eating meat on Fridays. What we could eat was fish, so just a ton of fish all throughout my childhood for 40 days. Things like the fillet of fish from McDonald's, Arby's fish sandwich is another good one, or just good old salmon.
So really, I'm not religious really. I don't really have any ethnic things that I eat or anything really. I'm a super picky eater, so I feel like I eat more southern food than anything, and it's usually just quick, easy things to fix. It's nothing major. Chili is a big one that I eat a lot. This is something my mom always made. She always made like chili and rice. I consider that like a northern food. But yeah, she would cook rice in a rice cooker and then instant chili and microwave it and pour it over the rice. You would stir it together and it just made this awesome filling food.
There are several communities that inspire the food. Of particular importance to me was always my mom's side of the family and sort of Italian Catholic background, and the way that we talk and the way that we wave our hands about and our loud demeanor. I may have been told it loud from time to time, but there's also a great food culture there as well. And for me, it was always sort of rooted in these pasta dishes, which shouldn't be surprising. When you get people together, pasta is an easy thing to do, and it keeps really well.
I would have to say my favorite dish would be hamburger steak with gravy and onions, okra and mashed potatoes and gravy. And one of the reasons for that is Costa's famous barbecue in Huffman, right next to my church, and they have an amazing hamburger steak plate, and fell in love with it the first time. Just amazing, nice and greasy and filling.
So if I could pick a single food as my favorite food, it would probably be just a plain hamburger. It's super easy, and being a picky eater, it's hard to mess up a hamburger. Like, I can order a hamburger and say, hey, I just want meat and cheese. I'm literally asking you to do less work. So it should be, pretty simple to make.
I have a really hard time pinpointing a favorite food dish. And so sometimes for me, it really is based on the context. I love fried chicken. I love my mom's spaghetti. I love a good steak. I can even tell you my favorite Weight Watchers meal, because I grew up eating a lot of Weight Watchers meals because my mom, a big Weight Watchers person. So I have a very difficult time, but you asked me my favorite food within a genre, I might be able to start pinpointing some stuff.
My favorite inherited tradition would have to be the fact that even after my grandmother passed, and we still do Sunday dinner, and everybody still takes the time, comes from different parts of the city and everything to meet up and have lunch at my granddad's house. There's not much else I can compare that to. Not many people have a granddad or a grandparent at all that's still alive, and my granddad's still 93 and kicking, so it's just great to spend lunch with him every Sunday.
It's more of a holiday thing, but being around my family on the holidays, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family are completely opposite. So my mom's side of the family always cooks, and we go to my grandmother's, and we don't have like a special dish or anything, like a central dish. It's just basic holiday food. My dad's side of the family, we've started going out to eat. My grandmother doesn't cook anymore, so we've started going to like Western Sizzlin' to eat, and so more of a fast food type thing. Everybody's got this ideal picture of like the holidays, and like going out to like the Western Sizzlin', that's not, and I feel like it really just makes you appreciate the family a lot more.
My favorite inherited tradition would have to be Waffle House. Going to Waffle House. My parents love Waffle House. Just absolutely love it. It is everything to them. So much so that for years, 4 years, we went to Waffle House for Christmas Eve. It is almost always empty. We have the place to ourselves. It becomes our own sort of Waffle House.
One of the ways that tradition has shaped my identity, I would have to say, is my personality and probably my manners, because sitting that close to my granddad, him being born in, the 20s, that tradition sitting that close to him, he had a big old ring with a cross on it that he got made in Jerusalem after he graduated seminary, and he would flip it around and smack you right in the knuckle of your head if you did anything wrong. Helped shape me to become the respectful man I am today.
Like a larger community that I feel like I identify with is like the manufacturing community. So at work, I work pretty much 7 days a week, and at work, we don't have hour-long lunch breaks. So either you bring your food, which I'm not much of a cook, or you go get something to eat. And with only having 30 minutes, you really have to hurry and get food and get back and eat as quick as possible. And you're not really thinking about how healthy something is or how long it takes to prepare something, because you don't have time to think about it.
A particular food tradition that has shaped my identity is one that is not native to me. It's one that I sort of picked up when I was in college, and that would be sort of Cajun culture, but in particular eating crawfish. I love crawfish. The first time I ate crawfish was in college. Every year they would do a giant crawfish bowl for the entire campus. And they were always delicious. We always got big, beautiful crawfish. They were always spiced really, really well. But another thing that's really great about crawfish is that I can say I'm a daring eater. I travel a lot, and when I travel, I always want to eat local stuff, and I want to find the weirdest thing and eat it. So I think eating crawfish really sort of opened up my palate and gave me an adventurous side that I didn't have.